Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to cover various accounting entries. Okay, I'm going to give you like company does this, and then we have three statements. One is income statement, balance sheet, and third one is cash flow statement. So I'm just going to show you guys what's going to be like if company does this, what's going to be happening in the income statement, what's going to happen in the balance sheet, what's going to happen in the cash flow statement. Okay, so I think you had mentioned key like I'm not talking about debit what comes in, credit what goes out. I'm not talking about the journal entries and ledger wala case. I'm talking about what is the final impact on the income statement or on the balance sheet. समझा? Okay. So first of all, इनको जिन्होंने वो lecture नहीं देखा है foundation to account, there are three statements. Write down three financial statements: income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow, which we are not making. We are analyzing that. But I know that for many people, these statements are new. So we can't analyze them before knowing them. So we are getting used to those income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow as of now. We are not learning how to make it. By the way, जिनको making में interest है, they are made like this. So by the way, just write down first, there are three financial statements. One is income statement, second one is balance sheet, and third one is cash flow statement. And write down, we are going to learn how to analyze them and not how to make them. Focus is on analyzing and not on making them. Aya mail? It's okay, sir. But write down before analysis, we're getting used to the income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow. Okay, but जिनको इंटरेस्ट था कि कैसे बनाते हैं उनके लिए it's called as by the way bookkeeping or accounting process, like how to make it. Right? And then making the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow is called as accounting or bookkeeping. And that goes is not in the syllabus, but that goes through something like this. There's something called as journal entries. Then that becomes something called as ledger. And that becomes something called as trial balance. And then you get this income statement, balance sheet, cash flow. Okay, this is called as bookkeeping or accounting. Okay, which we are not doing. Okay, first let's get used to income statement. So income statement is simple कि income है कि नहीं है, that means whether sales are higher या cost are higher. So sales minus cost. For example, if the sales is 100, cost is 80, we have a profit of 20. Yeah, we have an income of 20. It's called as a profit of 20. Good or bad? I mean, profit is the good, but that does not necessarily mean that it's enough profit. The profit of 20 could be like just 20. Like the competitors might be earning 200 and you are just earning 20. So profit is good, but it may not be good enough. Okay, take a note of this. A company is making profits, that's good, but we need to check with respect to the competitors, with respect to the industry average. Company is having a profit of 20, which is good thing, but we need to compare that with the industry average. अभी जो कॉस्ट है ना, मैंने कॉस्ट ऐसे पूरा टोटल करके मेंशन किया, बट दिस कॉस्ट इज एक्चुअली पुट इनटू वेरियस कैटेगरीज. सो अगर वहां पे जगह है तो वहां पे या फिर अलग करके जस्ट मेंशन इट. वन इज कॉल्ड एज वेरिएबल कॉस्ट एंड उसका अपोजिट इज कॉल्ड एज फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट. व्हाट्स द वेरिएबल? वेरिएबल एज द वर्ड सेज वेरीज, कि अगर आप कम प्रोड्यूस करोगे तो कॉस्ट होगा लेसर, ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस करोगे तो कॉस्ट होगा हायर. ओके, and opposite of that is fixed. Whether you produce more or whether you produce less, the cost will remain as it is. So it's called as fixed cost. One more time, if you produce more, cost will increase. If you produce less, the cost will go down. That's called as variable. And second one, whether you produce more or you produce less, the cost will remain as it is. Cost will not change. So that's the reason called as fixed cost. Examples of fixed cost, like in this class, whether there are 30 guys or 3 guys, the rent of the class will remain as it is. Okay, so that's the reason it is called as fixed. Okay, employees ka salary, whether you produce more and sell more or whether you produce less and sell less, the employee ka salary will remain as it is. The two classic examples of fixed cost are rent and salary. What about variable cost? Which cost increase when you produce more and which cost becomes lesser when you produce lesser? Good. Basic is raw material. Labor. Labor and salary aren't the same. What's the difference in labor and salary? Salary is given to the corporate employees, whereas labor, matlab wages, are given to the workers. Okay, so workers are like, if you produce more, you require more workers, wages will be higher. If you produce lesser, you require lesser workers, the wages will be lesser. Salary is given to the employees who work in the buildings, in the company. Like you and me will be like salaried employees. So our salary doesn't depend on company kitna produce kar raha hai. But labor ka wages depends on company kitna produce kar raha hai. If company produces more, they require more laborers, the wages will be higher. If company produces lesser, they require lesser labor, so wages will be lesser. One more thing, electricity cost, raw material, labor, and electricity cost. Company produces more, they require more electricity. Company produces more, they require more labors. Company produces more, they require more raw material. So raw material, labor, electricity cost. Okay. Third one in the similar line is like the third kind of cost is interest. It's again a fixed cost. Depends on only two things कि आपने लोन कितना लिया है और लोन का इंटरेस्ट रेट कितना है. आप कितना प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हो, कितना सेल कर रहे हो, बैंक को कोई लेना देना नहीं है. बैंक के लाइक तुमने इतना लोन लिया है और इंटरेस्ट रेट इतना इतना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने लोन लिया 2 करोड़ का, इंटरेस्ट रेट है 10% का. 2 करोड़ का 10%, 20 लाख का इंटरेस्ट. Whether you produce more or you produce less does not matter. You have to pay the fixed interest. So that's interest cost. Could be combined actually with the fixed cost, like rent is fixed, salary is fixed, interest is also fixed, but it is segregated separately. Fourth one is government. Government is also interested in your company. Why? Tax. Good. Tax. Tax cost. So if I have to produce, I require raw materials, I require electricity, I require labor, and these all are variable. If I have to produce more, I require more raw materials, I require more labor, I require more electricity. If I produce lesser, raw material less would be required, electricity less would be required, labor less would be required. Second, if I need to produce, I need to rent the machines. Either I need to buy machines also, but let's assume that I'm renting the machine. I would require a CA. I would require CFA as a company. So manufacturing company will require a CFA. Okay, जाने दो, बाद में डिस्कस है. As a manufacturing company, will I require a CA? Yes. Obviously, accounting के लिए लगेगा. I'll require a lawyer. I'll require a company secretary. ये सारा is fixed salary cost. So जो machine rent पे लिया है, that's fixed rent. जो CA को, CS को, lawyers को जो fixed salary pay करना है, that's this. जो बैंक से लोन लिया है उसके ऊपर इंटरेस्ट पे करना है, that's this fixed interest cost. एंड जो प्रॉफिट कमाएंगे उसका 30% गवर्नमेंट को देंगे, that's tax cost. एंड एक और पांचवा फालतू सा कॉस्ट है नाम के लिए. अब नाम अभी नहीं ले रहा हूं मैं. राइट डाउन सम अदर कॉस्ट विच इज नॉट इवन अ कॉस्ट बट इज रिकॉर्डेड. जो बीकॉम पास है उनको ये पता है, बट अभी मैं नाम नहीं बोल रहा हूं. दिस 1/5 cost is a time pass cost which is not even a cash paid actually. Okay, some kind of a mystery cost right now. नहीं, ये मिस्ट्री नहीं है. अगर तुम लोगों ने अकाउंट का लेक्चर देखा तो ये मिस्ट्री नहीं है. फाउंडेशन लेक्चर देखकर we start with the sales, we subtract the variable cost only. We don't get a full profit. It is called as gross profit. We only subtracted raw material, electricity cost as of now. Then we subtract the fixed cost, which is the rent and the salary, and then we get operating profit. Then we subtract that nonsense cost, mystery cost, again we get operating profit. Okay, then we subtract the interest. We get profit, but we are not paid tax as of now. It's called as profit before tax. वहां पे जगह नहीं इसलिए I'm writing over here. And then finally you pay tax and then you get profit after tax. It's also called as final income, so it's called as net income. Okay, so from sales, we start with subtracting the variable cost, which is raw material, electricity, labor. इसको और एक वर्ड है COGS, cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. And then you get gross profit, then you subtract the rent and the salary, which is fixed. Rent and the salary. Then you get operating profit, then you subtract that mystery cost. You know what is mystery cost anyways? Then you again get operating profit, then you subtract interest to get profit before tax, subtract tax to get profit after tax. Yeah, Manthan. Wanted to ask something, Manthan? कौन सा? नहीं अभी नहीं. नहीं, I explained in the last in the video. अच्छा ठीक है, write down that mystery cost. Yeah, please come. You would come in the camera. Can you go over there? Just remove the wire. Take the wire. See. Just go after. Just go after. I didn't mention that in the lecture, in the video. Okay, take a note. It's called as, be careful. It's called as depreciation cost. That mystery cost is called as depreciation cost. That mystery is depreciation cost. That wire, that black wire. Actually, go inside and then give them that.
Isn't fixed cost as here?
Sorry. Good. Okay, so that mystery cost is depreciation, and that fixed cost, as Aman said it right, rent and salary also called as SGA, selling general admin cost. So variable cost name is COGS, cost of goods sold. Fixed cost, which is rent and salary, is called as selling general admin SGA. And that mystery cost is called as depreciation. Selling general admin. Selling general admin. S is selling, G is general admin. No, I'll explain about depreciation cost later right now. Yeah, as of now, just take a note of that. That is called as depreciation. What is depreciation? We'll talk about it later. Okay, let's come to the balance sheet. So balance sheet talks about two things. Number one, कि कंपनी ने इन्वेस्टमेंट्स कितना किया. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर मुझे कंपनी चाहिए तो कुछ प्रोडक्शन करना है मुझे, तो टू मेक द प्रोडक्शन आई रिक्वायर अ लैंड, सो आई नीड टू मेक अ इन्वेस्टमेंट इन दैट लैंड. तो बेसिक इन्वेस्टमेंट वुड बी आई नीड टू बाय अ लैंड. ऑब्वियसली ये रेंट भी हो सकता है, बट लेट्स अज्यूम दैट वी आर बाइंग द लैंड. उस लैंड के ऊपर आई कंस्ट्रक्ट अ प्लांट, इन प्लांट के अंदर आई पुट द मशीन्स. ओके, एंड सी दिस इज नॉट गुड इनफ. समटाइम्स आपको मशीन से प्रोडक्शन करने के लिए आपको कुछ राइट लेना लेना पड़ेगा, विच इज कॉल्ड एज समथिंग एज कॉपी राइट एटसेट्रा. बट अभी के लिए बाजू में रखते हैं. मशीन से जो प्रोडक्शन होगा, दैट यू नीड टू स्टोर इट समवेयर, सो रिक्वायर अ वेयर हाउस. एंड मशीन रन करने के लिए आपको रॉ मटेरियल भी लगेगा, सो यू रिक्वायर टू इन्वेस्ट इन रॉ मटेरियल आल्सो. एंड मशीन से जो प्रोडक्शन आने वाला है, फिनिश गुड, दैट विल बी स्टोरिंग इन द वेयर हाउस. सो रॉ मटेरियल एंड फिनिश गुड. Now, these investment that you are seeing over here are different from these investments. Number one, land, plant, machine, and warehouse. These are big investments. The amount invested would be huge. And number two, they will be long term in nature. Like you won't buy land every year. You'll buy land for the next 30 years or 40 years. Similarly, plant. You don't buy every year. You buy it for maybe a year and then you use it for multiple years of time. So these are called as long-term investments. So put a note over there. This land, plant, machineries, warehouse. These are long-term investments. And raw material and finished good. Like you buy raw material, you use it, then you buy another raw material. So raw material is like not like buy and keep it. You buy it, you use it, then you buy again another raw material. Similarly, finished good, you make it, you sell it, you again make the finished good. But it's not like land. It's like land, I buy it, I sell it, I again buy it. I do that if I'm a real estate developer. But otherwise, if I'm a normal manufacturing company, I buy the land and then use it for a long period of time. So these one, raw material and finished good, are exactly opposite of long term. They are short term investments. So these are long term versus short term investments. अब फालतूगिरी इन्वेस्टमेंट को हम नाम चेंज करेंगे, इन्वेस्टमेंट को बोलेंगे ये हमारे असेट्स है. सो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स इन फाइनेंस इज अकाउंट्स में असेट्स. सो लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट की जगह लॉन्ग टर्म असेट्स, शॉर्ट टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट की जगह शॉर्ट टर्म असेट्स. ओके, बट असेट इज नथिंग बट इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. सो असेट इज अकाउंटिंग वाला वर्ड, इन्वेस्टमेंट इज फाइनेंस वाला वर्ड. So investments are nothing but assets. So long-term investment means long-term assets, short-term investment means short-term assets. Okay, so let's assume company ने long-term assets में 800 crore invest किया. Let's put it like this: 200 crore of investment in everything. 200 crore in land, 200 crore in plant, 200 crore in machines, 200 crore in warehouse. Together 800 crore of long-term investments. And let's put it 100 raw material, 100 finished goods. That's 200 crore of short-term investments. So long-term assets 800, short-term assets 200. मतलब company has made a total investments of, write that down. Total investments is 1000. So you get a breakup of long-term investment and short-term investments on the balance sheet. अभी जो लॉन्ग टर्म एंड शॉर्ट टर्म, इसको और एक वर्ड भी है, लेकिन मैं वर्ड ऐसे बम्बार्ड करके अभी फर्स्ट हाफ एन आवर में आपको तुम लोग ऐसे टॉर्चर नहीं करूंगा. बट देयर आर वर्ड्स फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म. मैं एसजीए भी नहीं बोलने वाला, बट ही सेड एसजीए तो इसलिए आई सेड एसजीए. बट लॉन्ग टर्म असेट्स एंड लॉन्ग टर्म, सॉरी, शॉर्ट टर्म असेट्स हैव सम अदर नेम. अभी के लिए नहीं, अभी बाद में देखते हो नेम्स. अब इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, जो 1000 करोड़ हमने इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, वो 1000 करोड़ आया कहां से? राइट डाउन. कंपनी हैज इन्वेस्टेड 1000 करोड़, फाइन. बट फ्रॉम वेयर डिड कंपनी गेट दोस 1000 करोड़? Okay, write down company has invested 1000 crore, that's fine, but from where the company has got 1000 crore? Basically, from two guys. One is SBI, ICICI kind of guys who are giving a loan to the company. Okay, these are like the lenders and companies borrowed money from there. And second one is the company has got money from investors, also called as shareholders. So there are two guys who are given this money of 1000 crore to the company. One is the banks, also called as the lenders. They're given a loan to the company. And second one is basically the investors who has invested in the company. Investors also called as shareholders. So इन्वेस्टर से जो पैसा आया है, जैसे लेंडर से जो पैसा आया उसको बोलते हैं लोन, वैसे इन्वेस्टर से जो पैसा आया उसको बोलते हैं इक्विटी. ओके, सो लेट्स अज्यूम कंपनी ने 900 करोड़ का लोन लिया है एंड 100 करोड़ का इक्विटी लिया है. सो दैट टुगेदर बिकम्स 1000 करोड़. सो दैट्स हाउ कंपनी हैज रेज्ड 1000 करोड़. So let's put it like little better like this. Company went to the lenders and borrowed 900 का लोन लिया कंपनी ने. Company went to the shareholders and took equity of 100. So that's how company gathered 1,000 and then they invested out of that in 800 long-term investments and raw material and finished good 200, which is called as short-term investments. This is graphically the balance sheet, which I'm going to put into like a sheet now. This is like actual like this is what it actually the balance sheet means. Now, ये जो loan है उसमें से some loan would be short term, some would be the long term. So let's show the bifurcation of this. 900 में से some could be short term loan, some could be long term loan. Let's put like this short term loan and long term loan. And what about equity? Short term equity, long term equity? No? No? Why? Again, short term loan, long term loan. So short term equity, long term equity. Okay, right to the question. What's the maturity of equity? Please don't answer me. Write down the answer in your notebook. What's the maturity of equity? Where does equity mature? Like short term matures within 1 year. Long term loan matures within maybe 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, whatever. Write down this, like down this. Short term loan matures in, let's say, like matures का क्या मतलब है? Matures मतलब I need to repay. Short term loan matures bracket you need to repay it within 1 year, 8 months, 9 months, whatever. Long term loan matures मतलब you need to repay it. Right now, matures मतलब you need to repay it. Say in 7 years, not necessarily 7, it could be 8, 9, whatever, more than 1 year. So short term loan matures within 1 year, मतलब you have to repay that within 1 year. Long term loan matures maybe in 5, 6 years. Write down, when does equity matures? When do we need to repay equity? Yeah, Palak, when do you need to repay this equity? Never. Good. Equity is perpetual. It does not have a maturity. Company never have to repay this equity. Okay, so take a note. Equity is no maturity. It's perpetual. So there's no short term, long term in equity. Equity is perpetual. Equity is long term. There's no maturity for equity. तो शॉर्ट टर्म लोन 1 साल में रीपे नहीं किया, लेंडर्स विल टेक अस टू द कोर्ट. लॉन्ग टर्म लोन अगर 5-6 साल में रीपे नहीं किया, लेंडर्स विल टेक यू टू द कोर्ट. बट इक्विटी को रीपे नहीं किया, यू आर फाइन. They have basically no right to take you to the court. Okay, so repayment of loan, short term हो या long term हो, is compulsory, but repayment of equity is optional. ये जो concept है dividend pay करना, shareholders को पैसा वापस देना या फिर share buyback करना is all optional. There's no compulsion for the company. So take a note of this. Repayment of loan is compulsory, but repayment of equity is optional. Repayment of loan is compulsory, but repayment of equity is optional. So let's put it into the balance sheet. Again, accounting guys, BAF guys will say probably right and left. So it doesn't matter right में क्या left में क्या है. एक साइड पे होता है, जैसे यहाँ पे अभी राइट साइड है तो राइट साइड में करो ये इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, which is called as good assets. We put them in the two categories. Write down that long-term investment of 800 and short-term investment of 200. This together makes it 1,000. एंड सेकेंड साइड पे होता है लोन कितना है एंड इक्विटी कितना है. कितना है लोन शौर्य? 9. Good. Put that loan of 900 and equity of 100. बस 900 के अंदर भी we'll put a bifurcation, short term loan and long term loan. Let's say short term loan is 600 and long term loan is 300. Together makes a total loan of 900. That's a bifurcation of loan, short term loan and long term loan. And equity में short term equity and long term equity कितना होगा? Good. There's no bifurcation equity. There's no short-term equity, long-term equity. So does that match it? Like, what is 900 plus 100? What is 900 plus 100? Good. And that's a equation that BCom Bio guys love. A is equal to L plus E. Okay, write down that. That is accounting equation. Assets equal to liability plus equity. That's the reason called as balance sheet. Both the sets balances, both the sets are equal. Okay, so let's learn about this balance sheet in detail. Write down long term investments. हमने ऑलरेडी कवर किया लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट्स क्या क्या लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए इन्वेस्ट करते हैं हम लोग राइट ऑन व्हाट आर द लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट दैट कंपनी इन्वेस्ट अगर कंपनी करनी है चालू तो ये तो लगेगा क्या ये गुड इसके ऊपर ये तो लगेगा गुड इसके अंदर ये तो लगेंगे गुड एंड इससे जो प्रोडक्शन होगा उसको स्टोर करने के लिए ये तो लगेगा ओके दीज आर द बेसिक इन्वेस्टमेंट्स एंड कैन यू मूव देम फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर लाइक लैंड कैन यू मूव इट फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर प्लांट कैन यू मूव इट फ्रॉम हियर टू देयर they are fixed at one place so they are also called as fixed asset take a note because they can't be moved from one place to another they are also called as fixed asset they're long term assets or long term investment but also called as fixed asset because they can't move I mean they can't be moved so this is also called as fixed assets. uh, Sometimes what happens is that when you are manufacturing something the product or the technology using which you are manufacturing is not developed by you it's developed by someone else. For example, the PPT that I'm using is not mine, it's Microsoft. Okay, so sometimes the product or machine that you're using, it's not developed by you, it's developed by someone else. So you need to take a permission of that guy. Okay, so for example, if I'm manufacturing, let's say, McDonald's burgers, so I need to obviously have a land, plant, machines of making burgers and warehouse to store those maybe raw materials. But apart from that, अगर मैं उसको आरके बर्गर नाम देता हूं तो चलेगा बट अगर मैं उसको मैकडोनाल्ड बर्गर नाम देता हूं चलेगा 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 but I need to take a permission of McDonald's for that and that permission is called as copyright patent or trademark. Okay, so take a note of this. Let's say just write down, let's say you're manufacturing burgers or let's pizza, let's say you're manufacturing pizza. Write down you require land, plant, machineries and warehouse to manufacture pizza, to make pizzas, but you also require a permission of Jubilant Foodworks, Domino's. You require permission of Domino's. Obviously, without land, plant, machine, you can't make the pizzas. But without permission of Domino's, you also can't make Domino's pizzas. But will they give permission? No. They will give permission, but not for free. They will charge us for that. So write down, they give permission, but they charge for that. Obviously, they check whether you can manufacture that the quality pizza or not. But after that, if they get assurance, okay, you can manufacture, they are not going to give you permission free. They're going to charge you for that. So you pay that money and then you'll be given a right. You'll be given a kind of permission to make the pizza for next 20 years. Okay, so next 20 years ka investment, short term or long term? So that's again going to come in long term investment. Right now, you pay that money, you pay that fees, and you get a permission to make Domino's pizzas for next 20 years. Right down, you make that payment, and then you get a permission to make Domino's pizzas for next 20 years. Circle the 20. Why 20? Write down long term investment. So this is called as either a copyright or a patent or a trademark. The money that you paid and you got that copyright, patent or a trademark. But only difference is ये सारा चीज दिखता है. लैंड दिखती है ऑब्वियसली, प्लांट दिखता है, मशीनरी दिखती है, वेयरहाउस दिखता है, ये दिखता नहीं है. So these are called as tangible and this is called as intangible. This is there in like a PDF format. So this will be like a PDF file which will be given to you. So that's it is called as intangible investment. So बाकी ऊपर वाला land, plant, machineries, warehouse is tangible and this is intangible. But all of them are long-term investments. You're not going to buy copyright every year. You bought it, going to be using it for 20 years. Same land, you're going to be using it for next 40 years. Plant also, machine, they're going to be used for long term. Okay, write down short-term investments. These are all long-term investments. Now coming to the short-term investments. एक तो है कि जो बार बार बाय करना पड़ेगा, एक है रॉ मटेरियल एंड सेकेंड वन वी आर कवर्ड फिनिश गुड्स. तो ऑब्वियसली पिज्जा के केस में फिनिश गुड्स होगा नहीं बिकॉज पिज्जा कैन बी स्टोर्ड फॉर लॉन्ग. बट थिंक अबाउट लाइक अ एमआरएफ which makes tire. So rubber, they have to buy it and make the tire. So the rubber is like they have to buy every year. That's raw material. So it's a short-term investment. And second, the tires that they make, they will have to like again make it, sell it, make it, sell it, make it. So again, it's a short-term investment. So majorly two, raw material and finished good, which is together called as inventory. But दोनों रखने का like reason अलग अलग है कि why do I keep raw material? Why do I keep more raw material than what is required? And why do I keep more tires than required? Why do I keep more rubber as compared to what is required? Because मुझे पता है नहीं, एक प्राइस वाला चीज है. मुझे ये पता है कि हम लोग जापान में नहीं है. क्या है जापान में? जस्ट इन टाइम. दे फॉलो समथिंग कॉल्ड जस्ट इन टाइम. तो अगर मुझे कल टायर्स बनाना है तो मैं आज रात को रॉ मटेरियल का ऑर्डर दूंगा और कल सुबह तक रॉ मटेरियल मेरे प्रोडक्शन प्लांट में आया होगा. So if I want to make tires tomorrow, I don't require any inventory of rubber. I just give them the order tonight. Tomorrow morning, I'll get the rubber and then I can make the tires. But in India, obviously, it's not possible to get this order delivered within like 1 or 2 days. It will take time. So you will have to wait for that time. Unnecessarily, the production will remain idle. The team will remain idle. आपको फालतू में labor का wages देना पड़ेगा. And hence you keep an idle inventory of raw material. ठीक है. सिमिलरली फिनिश गुड क्यों ये रखना है? क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि कस्टमर कभी कभी ज्यादा ऑर्डर देगा and तभी I can't increase the production immediately. So I need to keep some inventory of finished good so that I can deliver it to the customer even if the production is not happening. समझो ये लॉजिक है. अकाउंटिंग का कुछ कनेक्शन है कि why do you keep finished good inventory? Because कस्टमर का अगर ऑर्डर ज्यादा हो गया तो how do I deliver? So I keep a buffer finished goods for that. And why do I keep buffer raw materials? अगर सप्लाई से कुछ झगड़ा हुआ या सप्लाई से रॉ मटेरियल का ट्रक आने में लेट आ गया, I can't let my production get impacted because of that. समझा? Okay. These are two major short-term investments, but apart from that,
How a finished good investment, the final product investment.
okay, what is the investment? Okay, let me put it. What's your background? BCom, BAF, BMS, BFM. Okay, तो ठीक है. Any BCom guys? Okay, tell me why inventory is an investment. Or what's the inventory as asset? Why it's not a liability? Let me see what he answers. One.
The assets are thing that tells you where the money, liability is something that tells you where the money comes from. And assets are something which tells you where the money goes.
मैं अकाउंट्स का मेरा पहला घंटा है. मतलब मैं टीचर नहीं हुआ. मेरा सीएफए का पहला लेक्चर है. मुझे अकाउंट्स के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता. उस लैंग्वेज से मुझे बताओ. Why inventory is an asset? Wait.
Record revenue.
Sorry.
I may use it and record revenue.
Good. So basically what I'm trying to say, I can sell that and record revenue. Revenue मुझे नहीं पता.
ऐसा है.
Sales in the future. हाँ, go on. हाँ. So
Well, make profit.
what is asset ka synonym? I said investment. Number one, you have invested in that finished good. And second thing, what he's trying to say is that anything which is an investment will give you future mein money. Okay, so land, you're going to be using the land and then selling it. So from that, you're going to get the money. So that's an investment. Plant, you're going to be using that, sell it. So anything which is the investment, it's an investment because you get some money from that. So that was he was trying to say, finished good, you will be selling it. And when you sell that, you will receive money. So receive money is basically a part of investment. So two things you can say, investment मतलब उस चीज में हमने पैसा लगाया है, we invested in that money, so that's investment. And second one is we're going to be selling that thing, selling land, selling plant, or selling those finished goods, and from that we're going to get the money. So that's the reason it's investments. लिखना है, लिखो. What is an asset, right? What is an asset? ये इंटर में बीकॉम बैक के वालों के लिए क्वेश्चन है, या फिर अगर तुमने सीएफए लिखा है रेज्यूमे में तो ये क्वेश्चन पक्का है, व्हाट इज एन एसेट. हाउ मेनी कैन मेक योर ओन बैलेंस, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर अर्निंग. So these guys could be asked in the interview ki, can you make your own balance sheet? Okay, 2 minutes, and they could be asked ki, show me your own balance sheet. And for those who are not working, if I mention CFA, they could be asking you a question ki, show me your parents balance sheet. ठीक है, बाद में अभी नहीं. ओके, बाद में करते हैं सब. ओके, so write what is an asset. इसमें मत लिखना, बैलेंस शीट के इसमें मत लिखना, ऊपर लिखना लाइन है तो, या फिर कहीं पे पीछे लिखना व्हाट इज एन एसेट. It's where you have invested the money. So it's that's also called as investment. It's where you have invested the money. Not on bracket land, plant, where you have invested the money. But good, मतलब I could understand. I don't know बाकी लोगों को समझेंगे, but at least वो revenue sales तक क्यों पूछे थे. And then बाद में you said cash आएगा. Okay, it's where you have invested the money. And second one, you will sell that in the future and you will get some cash from that. You will sell that in the future and you will receive cash in the future. So receive cash, ये important है. Okay, let's come back. शौर्य, वो कंपोस्ट नीचे ले लो.
Thank you. Take one.
Okay, let's come to the short-term investment. एक था raw material and finished good, obviously. Apart from that, there's one major investment. Actually two, but one major investment is short-term investment with customer trust. इसका एक टेक्निकल नाम है, दो नाम है उसको, नाम बाद में. Let's understand what is the concept of investing in the customer's trust. So when you sell the product to the customers, they should pay you, right? Obviously, when you are selling the product to the customer, they should pay you. They should pay you on the spot. But unfortunately, that's not the case. You deliver the product to them and then they use that words. Don't you know me? We have been doing business for so long. कहाँ पे भाग रहा हो? They ask you for some credit. They ask you कि 10 दिन के बाद दूंगा, 15 दिन के बाद दूंगा. So take a note of that. When you deliver your products to the customer, when you sell your product to the customer, they don't pay you immediately. So when you deliver the product to the customer, they don't pay you immediately. They ask for some time. Dash credit. But अभी सेम पॉइंट है ना कि व्हाट इफ वो प्रोडक्ट लेके भाग गए तो. That's what I'm saying. You are investing in their trust. That's my point was there is like I gave the product to her. What if she takes the product and run away? What if she never pays? So I'm trusting her. So that's what I'm saying. That's the investment apart from the raw material and the finished good. You also invest in customers' trust that she will not run away with my product. Okay, right down. There's a possibility that the customers could run away. But we take that risk. We trust the customer. There's a possibility that customers could run away, but we take the risk We trust the customer. We are okay with customers giving us the money in next 15 days. तो पैसा आएगा या पैसा जाएगा? Will you receive money or will you pay money? So receive, जो I forgot your name, sorry. जो जय ने पूछा था, receive money मतलब asset. Write down. We are gonna receive money in the next 15 days from the customer. We're gonna be receiving the money. Just mention the word receive, underline the word receive, and receive मतलब asset. तो हमने रॉ मटेरियल लिया, उसको प्रोसेस करके फाइनल प्रोडक्ट बनाया जिसको बोलते हैं फिनिश गुड. फिनिश गुड को मैंने डिलीवर कर दिया एंड उससे पैसा आना बाकी है. ओके, पैसा आना बाकी है मतलब आई विल रिसीव मनी फ्रॉम हर. So it's called as she is my receivable. Write down. That customer is called as receivable. But thing is, raw material दिखता है, फिनिश गुड दिखता है, रिसीवेबल दिखता नहीं है. So again comes under that intangible वाला category. But ठीक है, write down. It's called as receivable. It's intangible. The third investment was customers' trust, and that is called as receivables. इसको दो तीन वेज है लिखने का. एक है इसको लिखते हैं AR, अकाउंट रिसीवेबल्स. But we'll not call it account receivable in the class. We'll call it money receivable. But accounting guys call it account receivable, call it money receivable. और एक वर्ड है, डी से चालू होता है कुछ वर्ड, अभी वो नाम नहीं ले रहा मैं. आई डोंट वांट टू बम्बार्ड विद द नेम्स राइट नाउ. सो दिस इज फाइन. मनी विल बी रिसीव्ड, सो इट्स कॉल्ड एज मनी रिसीवेबल. और एक वर्ड है, थोड़े टाइम के बाद मैं बताऊंगा क्या वर्ड है. ओके, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस देयर आर सर्टन सप्लायर्स जो बोलते हैं कि अगर तुम्हें ये चाहिए, ये क्या है, अगर तुम्हें रॉ मटेरियल चाहिए तो हमें एडवांस दे दो. वी हैव टू पे एडवांस. एडवांस पेड टू सप्लायर. Again, the same concept, the same question that Jay asked me. Right on the question, how is advance pay to supplier an asset? I can answer this in two ways. Now, I guess you can also try in two ways to answer this. Write down in your own words. What are the two ways in which you can justify to someone who asks you like this question, how an advance paid an asset? Write down the answer. Write down the answer. In your notebook, write down the answer. How advance paid to supplier is an asset? Want to read one of your answers and maybe correct it. Right. Whatever you're thinking now, pen it down. Yeah, Prathana, you want to say something?
Because it is a prepaid expense.
अच्छा, wait. She gave a name to it actually. ये कभी मत करना. मतलब अगर एक क्वेश्चन पूछा ना तो उसका सिनोनिम कभी मत बोलना. She gave an example to that because it's a prepaid expense. Interview will be like, मतलब क्या है? Suppose if I'm an interviewer, then ask a counter question. What is PP? But suppose I'm not an interviewer, then I won't understand what is PP. Okay, so जो प्रार्थना ने बोला वैसा मत करना. I mean, like, go to the basics and explain. I mean, don't tell a synonym. Like for example, I ask you what is receivable, don't tell it's data. Okay, or if I ask you what is PP, don't tell me property, plant and equipment. Okay, so explain me what is it. Okay, so why it's an asset. Okay, Prathana will try it again. So take your time, write down the answer, and then you will try it again. Next I asked her yesterday कि sales के नीचे COGS क्यों आता है? So she said because CO cost of unsold goods नहीं आता. My point of cost of goods sold क्यों आता है? Okay, so that's what I was asking her right now. Okay, so let's see what she says and some of you. Okay, go for it. Prathana, once you're done. She has written something. Okay, let me read. No? Anyone wants to give the notebook to me quickly? हाँ तो खाना पड़ेगा. Okay, ठीक है. So there were two ways of explaining someone how advance paid is an asset. One, okay, before I read it, one would be like आपने पैसा डाला है. That's your investment. Like I buy shares, I paid money, so I invested my money. I bought a home, I invested the money. So from that, it's investment in finance, is asset in accounts. So when I pay advance to the supplier, do I pay advance to the customer? Do I pay advance to the customer? Obviously no. Okay, I pay advance to the supplier. I paid advance. I made an investment with the supplier. Okay, so that was one logic. And second, उससे जो रॉ मटेरियल आएगा, आया नहीं है, अभी से मैं एडवांस किया उसको, उसे 10 दिन के बाद रॉ मटेरियल आएगा, उसको मैं क्या करूंगा, उसको मैं फैक्ट्री में प्रोसेस करूंगा, उससे मैं फिनिश गुड बनाऊंगा, फिनिश गुड को क्या करूंगा, सेल करूंगा एंड कस्टमर से पैसा आएगा. That was the second logic. The raw materials will be received, converted into finished goods, sold, and then you will receive money from customers. अगर पैसा आगे जाके receive होने वाला है, that's an asset. Let's see what he has written. We have to make a payment. No, we have made all the payment already. We have to make a payment is liability. We have made a payment. Okay, we have to make a liability. So we have made a payment. Okay, we have made a payment. So from that perspective, we invested. Okay, take a note of that. नहीं, how to अलग है. How to is future, that becomes liability. समझा ना क्या mistake हुआ? Okay, right now we have made an investment. We paid का मतलब है we have made an investment. Okay, fine. उसने आगे जाके proper लिखा. So now in the future there is no need, no liability to make that payment because you already made. उसने आगे जाके proper लिखा है. Correct. Fine. Okay, and second thing, write down. After few days we get raw material. RM लिखो RM. Which we process to make FG. After few days we get RM, which we process to make FG. We sell at FG and we receive money. Underline the word receive or circle that money. We receive money from customers. So receive, matlab it's an asset. So Sania, why is land an asset? Why is land an asset? Good. So first mention like you paid the money to buy that land. So you paid the money, you invested the money. And second, you will be able to sell that land in the future and receive money. Okay, so receive money in the future. The second explanation why it's an asset. So 4 short-term investments. One is raw material and finished goods जो अपने warehouse में inventory में. Second, जो आपने customer को बेचा but उससे पैसा आया नहीं है, पैसा future में आएगा. So that's called as receivables. Money receive, nahi, money to be received in the future. And last one, that advance that you have paid to the supplier. Okay, so these are your investments. They're called as short-term assets. And these are called as long-term assets. They're also called as fixed assets. Okay, let's come to the liabilities or the other side. Sorry, I didn't show the other side. We covered the asset side right now. The investment side. Let's come to the other side where we have the loans of 900 and the equity of 100. तो टेक्निकली ये लोन को लोन नहीं बोलते, अभी जो मैंने वर्ड बोला ना वो वर्ड बोलते हैं. आई डोंट नो इफ यू हर्ड दैट वर्ड. लोन इज कॉल्ड एज लायबिलिटी. वो स्टार्ट्स विद एल बट correct word is not loan, it's liability. See, I took a loan from him. Okay, I took a loan from him and I took equity money from him. I'm not liable to repay that back. Liable, matlab, I'm not obliged to give it back, but I'm obliged to give that loan back. Okay, so when you take a loan, you are obliged to give it back, obviously along with interest, but interest ko baashe mein rakho, you are obliged to give that back, and hence it's called as liability. Okay, so take a note. A common question hai, again for BCom BAP guys. Okay, I take a loan of 0% interest rate. Is it a liability? अभी okay, अभी मैंने बोला ये चीज अभी, but थोड़े टाइम पहले क्वेश्चन में मजा आ रहा था. Anyways, write down. When you took a loan, when you take a loan, you are liable to repay it back, and his loan is called as liability. You're obliged. Put it like this: you're obliged to pay it back. Obliged matlab you're liable to pay it back, and hence it's called as liability. So liabilities के अंदर you'll put a loan. So liability के अंदर there will be a loan, and which consists of two parts: short-term loan and long-term loan. जो हमने कुछ लिया था फॉरगॉट 600 300 ना समथिंग लाइक दैट. कितना लिया था ये ना 600 300 ना उल्टा लिया था बराबर लिया था ना whatever चलेगा number doesn't matter fine together loan was 900. But apart from this there are some other liabilities, so इसको बोलते हैं financial liability. So loan is also called as financial liability, and then there are business liabilities. I'll explain about this. So as a company, I took a loan from him, and hence I'm liable to give that loan back. But Marx works in my company. He provides his service to me, and hence I am liable to pay him. Come on, he works in my company. I'm liable to pay him salary. So salary not yet paid is another business liability. Okay, she supplies raw materials to my company. I'm liable to pay her the payment. Okay, so that's another business liability. Okay, she's a labor at my company. I'm liable to pay her wages. Okay, he's a government. I'm liable to pay him. So this all becomes your business liability. I took a loan only from him, but from others I did not took a loan. I took a service. Okay, she works as a labor in the factory, so she provides service in the factory, so wages payable. Okay, he works in the office, salary payable. She provides raw materials, so I need to pay for that, so payments for that. Okay, he doesn't do anything, he's government, but because he's government, he's king, he charges me tax, so tax payable. Okay, so everyone is providing service except him. He gave me a loan. So loan ke case mein it's called as financial liability, and others are business liability. Examples: wages payable, put it at WP, or you write completely wages payable, salary payable, tax payable, एंड जो सप्लायर का पेमेंट था, जो पलक वाला जो पेमेंट था, उसको बोलते हैं मनी पेबल. मतलब it has account payable name, but we call it money payable to suppliers. So wages payable to labor, salary payable to employees, tax payable to government, and money payable to suppliers. ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि अगर I don't pay him the salary, he'll file a case against me. If I don't pay the tax, he will take me to the court. If I don't pay to the supplier, she will take me to the court. If I don't pay her wages, she will take me to the court. So it's similar to not repayment of the loan. So loan repay करना जितना important है उतना ये payment करना भी important है. So they are combined together as a liability. But for analysis purpose, we put it separately. Financial liability मतलब loans, and business liability मतलब ये सारे payments, salary payable, wages payable, tax payable, etc. Clear? But technically they are equally important. ऐसा नहीं कि loan ज़्यादा important है. Both of them are equally important. Okay, equity has two parts to it. One is आपने investor से कितना पैसा उठाया है, which is called as share capital. So this is the money, write down. This is the money that you have raised. Let me put it like 70 over here. This is the money that you have raised from, I'm not saying founders, huh? I'm saying all investors till today. Okay, not in this year, I'm saying till today. Write down. You have raised 70 crore from investors from the start of the company till today. You have raised 70 crore from investors from the start of the company, from inception of the company till today. Okay, in a year, company makes a profit. What should they do with that profit? ये profit किसका है by the way? Company किसकी है? Is that clear? In a year, company makes a profit. Like वो starting वाला था ना, sales minus cost, ये वाला. ये 20 rupees का profit made by the company, ये किसका है? Write down the question. The profit made by company belongs to whom? Just put this example like this. Sales 100, cost 80, and difference between them is a profit of 20. And then add on this question, to whom does this profit belong to? Obviously, किसका profit है? Company का. Company किसकी है? Shareholders की. So this profit belongs to shareholders and 20 profit belongs to shareholders because company belongs to shareholders. So now what happens is they don't take the entire 20 as a dividend. Right down out of 20 rupees, they only take say 8 rupees in the form of dividend. तो 20 प्रॉफिट हुआ लेकिन उन्होंने सिर्फ 8 प्रॉफिट खुद को लिया एज अ डिविडेंड क्योंकि कंपनी को 12 रुपए की जरूरत थी. The company required 12, actually don't write, just listen. The company required 12 rupees of money to maybe buy some raw materials or buy some machineries. So they company required some money. So that's the reason investors ने बोला कि भले हमें 20 रुपए का प्रॉफिट है, they decided कि हम सिर्फ 8 रुपए का डिविडेंड लेंगे and 12 रुपए का प्रॉफिट we keep in the company because company requires that money for buying raw materials or buying, let's say, a machine, etc. Okay, so take a note. The investors took a dividend of only 8 rupees. The investors took a dividend of only 8 rupees because they felt that company requires the remaining 12 rupees for say buying raw material or buying machine, whatever. So they took only 8 rupees of dividend and they kept 12 rupees in the company for XYZ reason. What did I say? They kept. Kept को बोलते हैं, they retained 12 rupees in the company. So that when they took dividend of 8 rupees and they kept 12 rupees in the company, they retained 12 rupees of money in the company. So going back to the balance sheet, the second part in the equity is called as retained profit or retained earnings. Retained profit, which is together 30 over here. नहीं, but अभी तो सर ने 12 बोला था ना, 30 कहां से आया? Write down that question. एक टोटल तो 100 है, तो ये 70 है तो ये 30 आना चाहिए, बट अभी तो सर ने 12 बोला था. Write down return profit with 30, but सर जो सेड 12 ना, 20 में से 8 का डिविडेंड है तो 12 का रिटर्न प्रॉफिट. So from where are we getting that 30? Is there a mistake? Write down the question. What am I saying? Write it down. Like together अगर इक्विटी 100 है तो ये 70 है तो ये 30 होगा, बट अभी तो सर ने बोला 20 प्रॉफिट में से 8 का डिविडेंड है, 8 का डिविडेंड है, सॉरी रिमेनिंग 12. How come it is 30? Write down this. And write down if you are able to know about the answer. मैंने एक शेयर कैपिटल जो ऊपर 70 उसमें एक वर्ड बोला था, वो वर्ड एक बार वापस पढ़ो, उससे तुम्हें ये आइडिया आ जाएगा. नहीं आता डोंट वरी, सर विल बी देयर. तो शेयर कैपिटल 70 है, तभी मैंने एक वर्ड बोला था. Amit, what was that? What was 70 share capital? What did you write for that 70 share capital? Is the money raised from investors? Is that all? उसके आगे कुछ लिखा है? लिखा यार, मैंने डिक्टेट किया था. It's the money raised from investors since inception till today. तो ये जो 12 रुपया था वो प्रॉफिट था रिटेन फॉर द करंट ईयर, फॉर दिस ईयर. and this 30 is the retained profit since inception of the company. समझा? So ये जो 20 था profit, उसमें से 8 dividend हुआ and 12 का retention हुआ, that is only for current year. But company was there since last 3-4 years. So cumulative, मतलब added all together, retained profit for all past years today is 30. Only for current year, it's 12. And all past years added together becomes 30. समझा? Write down that. Did you write that word? ना? Since inception मैंने बोला था. Okay, write down. Retained profit for current year is 12, but retained profit for all past years and current year together is 30. Yeah, Nishta. Nishta, you want to say something? Okay, so retained profit for this year is 12, but retained profit since inception is 30. Okay, so let me ask you a few questions on this. Okay, take a note. Company was formed in 2023. Company was formed in 2023 with a loan of 900 and with the equity of 100. Okay, this is how the company was formed in 2023 with a loan of 900 and equity of 100. In 2023, company repaid 200 का loan. Okay, raised 100 का equity. Profit 50, dividend 10. In 2025, they again repaid 100 का loan, raised 200 का equity, profit 100 and dividend 30. Okay, I want you guys to tell me as on 2025 कंपनी का लोन कितना होगा और कंपनी का इक्विटी कितना होगा. Okay, the question is at the end of 2025, what will be the loan of the company and what will be the equity of the company? Let's start. Is the question clear? Any doubt in the question? अच्छा इंटरेस्ट नहीं पकड़ रहे हम लोग. इंटरेस्ट सब नहीं पकड़ रहे. बस बेस्ड ऑन दिस डेटा, व्हाट इज द लायबिलिटी ऑफ द कंपनी एंड व्हाट इज द इक्विटी ऑफ द कंपनी एट द एंड ऑफ डिसंबर, आई मीन एट द एंड ऑफ 2025. ओके, नो इफ्स एंड बट्स, मतलब इसे कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऐड मत करो. अच्छा ओके, टेल मी फाइनल. the breakup also. I want a breakup also. इक्विटी का जो अमाउंट है उसका ब्रेकअप भी चाहिए. सो इज राइट, बट इज राइट द ब्रेकअप ऑफ इक्विटी आल्सो. Just write the breakup of that. इसका जो ब्रेकअप है बॉक्स. I mean, can I see? Good. Stake in loan. Silly mistake in loan. Okay, guys, time up. The answer was loan is 600 and equity is 510, not 400. You forgot about the return earning. Okay, so the answer is loan is 600 and equity is 510. Let's see. So एक काम करो 2024 का भी बैलेंस शीट बनाते हैं. I know 2025 का सर ने पूछा था, but 2023 का भी बनाते हैं. So loan which was 900, 200 was paid, so the loan would be 700. Okay, and then out of that again 100 is paid, so the loan is going to be 600. Okay, so from the 900 loan, 200 has been paid off, so the loan would be 700 in 2024, and then another 100 has been paid off, so the loan would be 600. Now let's come to the share capital. So in the equity, there is two parts. One is return earning and one is share capital. So there was an equity of 100. Then they raised 100 of equity. So the share capital became 200. And then in the next year, they again raised the equity of 200. So the share capital became 400. So you were right, but that was share capital. Okay, so you had an equity of 100. Then the company raised 100 ka equity, so that share capital became 200. And then company in the next year also raised 200 ka equity. So 200 plus 200 share capital became 400. But that was not all, because there was retained profit also. Equity has two parts. One is share capital and second one is this retained profit also, which is also called as retained earning or retained profit. So 50, उसके पहले कुछ नहीं था by the way. So उसके पहले there was nothing, because that was the first year only. So there was no previous year. So it was the first year only. So 50 में से 10 का dividend, so retained profit is 40. And यहाँ पे retained profit is 100 minus 30, 70. How many wrote equity as 470? Raise hand please. No one wrote equity as 470. I can't accept that. No one wrote equity of 470. I'll be very happy to like accept this, but I don't think so anyone would have made a silly mistake like this. Equity is, I mean, return earning is not 70, it is 70 plus the return earning of past year. So last year tak 40 tha, and then or 70 return ho gaya. Return profit becomes 40 plus 70, 110. Okay, so that was the answer. Equity was together 510 and loan was 600. How many of you got this right? So could say 4-5 notes writing it properly. If you written 470, that return profit is 100 minus 30, 70, that's a little silly mistake that you forgot that the word which I asked him, cumulative since inception. So till last year there was a return profit of 50 minus 10, 40. उस 40 में 70 add हो जाएगा. So the return profit becomes 40 plus 70, 110. So 110 return profit, share capital 400. It was 100, it became 200, and then became 400. And loan has reduced to 600. So loan 600, share capital 400, and return earning of 110. Is that clear? Hold it again, one more question like this.
Loss, then we subtract it.
I'll come to that. Take that question. Our question is, can a loss-making company pay dividend?
They won't pay, but from the
They won't pay?
share capital.
We'll talk about it. Okay. अच्छा, her question is like, अगर can we pay dividend out of share capital? थोड़ा advanced question है, तो अभी नहीं करेंगे. We'll take it in a while. Then let me ask a little basic questions now. Okay, I'm gonna ask 3-4 questions. Number one, I sold for, let's say, 1,000 rupees and collected 900 rupees. Okay, I purchased for 800 rupees and paid 500 rupees. I paid 5,000 rupees to supplier as advance. Fourth question. I paid 300 rupees of unpaid salary. So technically, it's a case of double entry accounting system. मतलब every question that I ask you, you have to tell me two entries. But अभी के लिए only one entry. If I get it from you guys, I'll be very happy if you get four answers right. तो हर एक केस में क्या क्या होने वाला है? अगर तुम लोग बीकॉम बैफ वाले हो, तो आई एक्सपेक्ट बोथ द एंट्रीज शुड बी गिवन टू मी. अगर नॉट अ जर्नल एंट्री था तानिया, आई वांट लाइक अ बैलेंस शीट वाला काइंड ऑफ एंट्रीज. एंड अगर तुम लोग बीकॉम बैफ से नहीं होता, एटलीस्ट एक चीज जो हमने लास्ट 1 आवर में कवर किया, उससे तुम्हें एटलीस्ट एक चीज पता होनी चाहिए कि इससे क्या इंपैक्ट होगा, किस अकाउंट पे इंपैक्ट होगा, असेट लायबिलिटी किसमें, एंड व्हाट इज दैट नेम ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर अकाउंट. गो फॉर इट. Entry but does not mean journal entries. What's going to change, what's going to increase, what's going to come down, whatever. If X. You sold the products for 1,000 rupees and collected only 900 rupees. जो चीज नहीं दिया वो अज्यूम करना जीरो. मतलब जो अकाउंटिंग है, जो और शायद शायद ज्यादा डीपर दिमाग लगाएंगे, उनके लिए बोल रहा हूँ, जो चीज नहीं दिया अज्यूम करो जीरो है. Common लिखे. बैठे नहीं. So write the questions parallelly with me. Huh? You started writing the questions. Write down the questions parallelly with me so that you'll save time. Unless I'm saying don't copy. Okay. Unless I say don't copy, write down the questions parallelly with me. Good. What is the name of that? That's a general name, a specific name. Okay, let me clarify. सानिया ने क्या बोला? सर कलेक्टेड 900, 100 इज आउटस्टैंडिंग. तो आउटस्टैंडिंग का नाम क्या है वो चाहिए. ओके, डोंट टेल मी द नेम. आई वांट द नेम ऑफ दैट आउटस्टैंडिंग फिगर. सिमिलरली सेकंड में 800 was the bill, you paid 500, 300 is outstanding, but outstanding का नाम क्या है? That's what I want you to know, the name of that. That's what we are doing till now. If those were turning the pages, give 0.5 marks. If those are able to recollect, give 1 mark, 4 marks questions. Those are taking like previous pages, please give 0.5 marks. एटलीस्ट बीकॉम में बैक गए से मुझे बैलेंस शीट एंट्रीज चाहिए. एटलीस्ट 4 में से 2 भी अगर बैलेंस शीट एंट्री मुझे मिल गई कि assets is I mean assets is matching with liability and equity, I'll be happy. We are not expecting this from BFM, BMS guys. Then you know the balance sheet whether you get to whether this is impact. You're returning property. But if you put it on the balance sheet, then you have to balance sheet match it. And the right system. You got three right as of now with balance sheet entries. Anyone want to show the notebook? What's the number? What's the name of this? The नाम क्या है सर? आसिफ ने लैंड किया सर लैंड किया है. Good. 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 No. Good. Okay, guys, time up. First one, you sold for 1,000 and collected only 900. So 100 is outstanding. And that is the money that we are going to pay or money that we are going to receive. So it's money receivable or account receivable. जो commerce guys बोलेंगे debtors करके कुछ word है, but if you are written that, that's fine. But for others, it was money receivable or account receivable. The answer of first one was money receivable would be 100. जो उसने outstanding बोला था, that was money receivable or account receivable also, but as debtors of 100. Second one, the bill was 800 rupees, but you paid only 500. The 300 is outstanding for payment. It's money that you are required to pay. It's called as money payable of 300. It's called as account payable or sundry creditors. Okay. Third one, you paid as an advance. So it's called as advance paid to supplier. या फिर प्रार्थना ने जो word use किया था, जो तुम लोगों ने अगर सुना था, it's also called as prepaid expense. She used that word. I didn't use that word actually, but if you written that word, जो प्रार्थना ने बोला था prepaid expense, चलेगा. It's advance paid to supplier या prepaid expense of 5,000. And third one, I paid the salary. So my unpaid salary is no more there. So I was liable to pay that. It was payable. What was payable? Salary was payable. So it's called as salary payable. I have paid that. So now salary payable won't be there. So you can say salary payable is now not going to be there. So it was payable earlier. Now I have paid that. So salary payable would be like going down like this. Anyone 4 on 4? Good. All right. 3 or more than 3. Good. Okay. Right now the accounting system, accounting entries. This was just a name. So right now, like what he has done it properly for the 3 of that I checked it. Right on the proper accounting entry is how it will look on the balance sheet and on the income statement. Okay. Right on the first one. Right on that again. Sold for 1,000 rupees and collected 900 rupees. यहाँ पे एक चीज इंपॉर्टेंट है जो मैंने बोला नहीं था. सोल्ड फॉर 1,000 रुपीज. क्या सोल्ड? आई सोल्ड फिनिश गुड फॉर 1,000 रुपीज. अब obviously we will try to sell it for profit, but let's assume कि finished good was worth 1,000 rupees only. We didn't sell it for any profits, right? Or let's assume that finished good was also costing 1,000 rupees. We sold it for 1,000 rupees only for no profit. Profit वाला aspect में लाता हूँ, but let's go slowly. Let's assume that finished good was worth 1,000 and it was sold for 1,000. That means right now there was no profit. Okay, so what did I say? There was no profit, so nothing in the income statement. Because income statement का दूसरा नाम क्या है? Profit or a loss statement. So there will be nothing in the income statement as of now. Now please don't copy me. Please don't copy me. Just observe. That's the balance sheet asset. कहीं भी साइड चलेगा. I think India में asset यहाँ पे लिखते हैं. Doesn't matter. I've been used to put asset on this side. You can use any side. Doesn't matter. Okay, so I sold the finished good Finished good was there with me. I sold it. I gave it. What's going to happen? The finished good is no more going to be with you. The finished good which was there with you is now no more with you. Finished good has gone down. Please don't copy me, just observe. Finished good will be going down. Finished good में मैंने invest किया था. It's an investment. It's an asset. So finished good was my asset. It went down by 1,000. Why 1,000? Because I mentioned that finished good was costing also 1,000. Okay, so I gave the finished good to her. She should have paid me cash. So if she pays me proper cash, the cash should go up by 1,000. Okay, and then like it's gonna cancel out. Cash goes up by 1,000, finished good goes down by 1,000. It should cancel out, and the balance sheet would be like unchanged like this. But unfortunately, what she did, she gave me only 900. So what's happening is the cash is not going up by 1,000. The cash is going up only by 900. That's where we have a problem now. The finished good went down by 1,000 because the cost of the good which I gave to her was worth 1,000. She should have given me a cash of 1,000. But she said, I can give only 900 right now, but I can give you 100 later on. It was not the loss that she had mentioned earlier. So I corrected her. She's gonna give me 100 rupees later on. She's not defaulting on it. She said, I don't have 100 rupees right now. I'll give that 100 rupees to you later on. I said, okay. I trusted her. I invested in her trust. Invested asset. There will be another asset created. The money is going to be received from her. Money is receivable from her. Another asset called as money receivable will be going up by 100. That's what your answer was. Money receivable 100. So money receivable will be going up by 100. Now you can see 900 and 100, that becomes 1,000, and that balances with this down 1,000. समझा? Okay. But इसके पहले लिखो, if customer would have paid 1,000 rupees, write down if the customer would have paid 1,000 rupees, the balance sheet would have looked like this. Finished good would have been down by 1,000 and cash would be up by 1,000. Both of them gonna cancel out each other. This is if the customer would have paid us 1,000 rupees. But write down, but customer paid only 900. क्या हुआ? But customer only paid 900. Show it again. But customer only paid 900. The finished good still goes down by 1,000. Given the good worth 1,000. But unfortunately, the customer has not paid 1,000. How much customer paid? Cash goes up by 900. And is she never gonna pay 100? Then it's a loss. She's gonna pay 100 rupees. She's gonna pay, I'm going to receive. The money is receivable. So money receivable goes up by 100. So together 900 plus 100, that becomes 1,000, and that matches with this minus 1,000. Okay, question number 2. Purchased for 800 rupees and paid 500 rupees. बट एक क्वेश्चन माइंड में, मैंने क्या परचेस किया है? मैंने दिया नहीं था वो, मैंने क्या परचेस किया है? गुड, रॉ मटेरियल, stock, whatever, raw material. You purchase raw material for 800 rupees and paid 500 rupees. Okay, do it. Okay, do it. I want to see how many of you are able to like crack it down. How the balance sheet is going to look like. I'll do the very basic stuff. Okay, go for it. I purchased a raw material for 800 rupees, but I only paid 500 rupees for that. Acha, first, let's write down what if we would have paid 800 rupees completely. Same like इसमें, what if I would have received 1,000 rupees completely? वैसे ही, what if I would have paid 800 rupees and not 500 rupees? Okay, show me. What if you would have paid 800 rupees and not 500 rupees? Then let's come to the difficult one. What if you paid only 500 rupees? But first, what if you are paid 800 rupees? शो मी यार मुझे सिर्फ ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर देखना सर मुझे आगे वाला दिखा है मुझे ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर चाहिए इफ द पेमेंट वाज 800 rupees and not 500 rupees show me the balance sheet like this and show me क्या ऊपर पीछे ना good good okay perfect so two notebooks I saw I got a raw material so my raw materials would be up by 800 rupees so raw materials will be up by 800 rupees and I paid cash for that, not 500, I paid 800 rupees for that. So my cash will be down by 800 rupees. Okay, so cash will be down by 800, raw materials will be up by 800, so overall that balances. Okay, now write down the another question. Guys, no discussion, no discussion. This time you have paid 500 rupees only, 300 is outstanding. Okay, show me how the balance sheet is going to look like this time. Please make a complete balance sheet. Please, पूरा balance sheet बना के मुझे दिखाओ. I know whatever you show, whatever I mean, I saw from your notebook, it was right, but I want to see the complete balance sheet. बहुत पीछे बैठे हो यार. तो मेरा वाला है.
The middle.
Table one. Just get it. Up down. Up it up. But just show it like this. So you get to know the balance sheet is balancing. Cash down by 500. But again, I'm just to concept so you're right, but you better see it. Cash was down by 500. Profit is cash and pay. So on the asset side, we are paying cash and we are paying the cash of 500. We are paying the cash of 500, so cash is going to go down by 500. We are getting that raw material. So raw material will be going up by 800. So overall assets are going to increase by 300. Okay, so just write down that. मैंने ये देखा नहीं किसी total में लिखा नहीं. Write down the total assets will increase by 300. But the point is this 300 is not gone. It's still outstanding. Are we going to receive this? Are we going to pay this, Amit? Is this 300 we are going to be receiving or paying? We are liable to pay it. So it's going to come in the liability side. You're going to liable to pay it, and that is called as money payable will go up by 300. Okay, so Tarshia मैंने वही पूछा था कि इसको arrow नहीं लिखा था तुमने 300 लिखा था, it's fine. Money payable will be going up by 300. So liabilities will go up by 300, and this equation कि दोनों sides will balance. See, equity में nothing has happened. Liability is up, equity nothing has happened, and that matches with assets up. Okay, the equation is assets is equal to liability plus equity. Equity has not changed. Liability is up by 300, assets are up by 300, so that balances the equation. Okay, third question. You paid 5,000 rupees for an advance. Okay, please show me the balance sheet. Okay, I want to see the complete balance sheet, matching हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, that's what I want to check. Better? Advance pay, you don't got the already there. You have just paid an advance. You haven't yet got the raw materials as of now. They're showing raw material, it's a mistake. You haven't got the raw materials yet. You have just paid an advance.
We can took a receivable.
Receivables is what you receive from the customer. You don't receive any money from the supplier, you receive raw material from supplier. So simple, you paid the advance, so cash will go down. You paid the advance, the cash will go down. And आपको raw material नहीं आया है. मतलब आपको raw material नहीं आया, so you made an advance with the suppliers. It's called as prepaid expense or advance paid to supplier. Go back to your list of short-term investments. क्या क्या था? एक था rubber, एक था tire. Remember rubber and tire? Rubber was raw material, tire was finished good. Third one was trusting the customer that she won't default. That was receivable. And fourth one was you are paying advance to the supplier. That was that prepaid expense which Prathana ne bola tha prepaid expense. Because advance paid to supplier will go up by 5,000. So cash will go down and advance paid to supplier. How come it's an advance? Is an asset. Explain that how advance is an asset.
Yeah, so
दो वे एक तो I paid, I invested the money, and second I'll get raw materials, I'll make the finished good out of that, I will sell them and I'll receive money from the customer. So receive in the future. So raw material was wrong, raw material was wrong. Both of you have mentioned raw material. So we have not received the raw material as of now. Okay, उसको clarify करते आगे. Write down after 5 days you receive the raw materials. Okay, show me the accounting entries after 5 days when you receive the raw material. I'm not going to the question number 4. I'm taking question number 3 ahead. After 5 days, you receive the raw material. Write down after 5 days. 5 days later, you receive your raw material. So एक तो easy है. Raw material will go up by 5,000. And cash. Got the raw material worth 5,000. Got the cash. Good. Cash were already paid. So now the cash won't go down. So cash has already gone down 5 days ago. See this. 5 days ago, the cash has already gone down. So now the cash will not further go down. This advance paid to supplier was that temporary account that we had created for 5 days. So this account which was up by 5,000, which is called as prepaid expense or advance paid, that's gonna go down now. So this was created just for that 5 days. So now that advance paid to supplier which had gone up by 5,000 will go down by 5,000 now. So advance paid to supplier will be going down by 5,000. So हुआ क्या? पहले ऐसे हुआ था. Cash went down by 5, advance paid went up by 5. और 5 दिन बाद क्या हुआ? Advance paid went down by 5 and raw material increased by 5. तो टेक्निकली ये कैंसिल हो रहा है. ओके, मैथ्स में ये कैंसिल हो रहा है, अकाउंट्स में ऐसे कैंसिल नहीं होते. ओके, सो अकाउंट में यू शो दैट सेपरेटली, बट टेक्निकली मैथ्स में कैंसिल हो रहा है. एंड फाइनली व्हाट हैपेंस इज दिस टू थिंग्स. समझा? यस और नो? गुड. नेक्स्ट वन, पेड 300 rupees of unpaid salary. Okay, show me the accounting entries. Accounting effect. Entries I do not say accounting effect. In the balance sheet format, please show it in the balance sheet format. Yes. What is the name of this? You're right, but what's the another name of that? हाँ, उसका synonym क्या है? Salary which is not yet paid is unpaid, but another word is payable. Okay, जिन्हें unpaid salary लिखा है चलेगा, but the correct name of that salary which is yet to be paid or salary which is unpaid is called as salary to be paid, salary which is payable. So I am liable to pay that salary, or rather I should say I was liable to pay that salary. What did I say? I was liable. It will come under liability. Salary payable will come under the liability, or for that matter any payable will come under liability. Liability में क्या क्या आता है? एक आता है loans और दूसरे आते हैं all payables. Salary lease, wages payable, salary payable, interest payable, dividend payable, tax payable and money payable. उसमें से we're talking about salary payable. It was payable, but you paid that right now. So cash will be going down by 300 and salary payable will be going down by 300. So it was unpaid, it was payable earlier. Now you have paid that, so salary payable down by 300. So that takes the liability down. And you paid the cash, so cash will be down, so asset will be down. So assets equal to liability plus judicial balances. All right, next question. Okay. Year 0 was the year when the company was formed. Year 1, year 2, year 3. I want a return earning figure for year 2. Okay, I want a return earning figure for year 2. Return earning or return profit figure for year 2. Okay, net income 500, payment 30%. Net income 400, payment 70%. And third year, net income 1000 and payment 50%. Question is, what is the return earning for year 2? Year 2, year 2, year 2. NI stands for net income. Net income is the profit. Like sales minus COGS, gross profit, वैसे सारा subtract करने का जो finally बचता है, that's called as net profit or net income. Return earning for year 2. I want the return earning for year 2.
So, I didn't, I think, one suggestion.
Forgot that it's a cumulative figure. Number one thing, agar, okay, how many of you mark 120 answer? 120 is the wrong answer. See, वही वाला क्वेश्चन, वो जो उस ईयर का प्रॉफिट था, आई थिंक कौन सा था, आई थिंक 20 में से 8 का डिविडेंड था, तो 12 का रिटर्न होना चाहिए था, बट रिटर्न 30 का था. हाँ, so return earning is cumulative figure of balance sheet. Reserves return earning is same. Balance sheet has like equity has two sides, share capital and return earning. So in the 0th year, by the way, it was like 0th year, so return earning over there was 0. In the year 0, the return earning was 0. In the year 1, out of 500, 30% matlab 150 was paid and 350 retained. So return earning became 350. And the year 2, out of 400, 70% matlab 280 was paid, 120 was further retained. So return earning for the year 2 became 350 plus 120, which is 470. And stop there. Next data was given just to confuse you because I asked only for returning for year 2. So आगे का करने की जरूरत नहीं थी, तो अगर तुमने किया it was a mistake. 1000 में से 50% 500 पे किया और बचा 500 वाला ऐड किया और तुमने आंसर 970 आंसर लिखा, that's a mistake. Because I didn't ask for year 3, I asked only for the year 2. Okay, so the answer was 470. How many mentioned 970? Raise and please. 970? No, I can't take that away. Anyways, fine. Okay, I'll write down this. Company sold finished good costing 90 rupees for price of 100 rupees. Okay, company sold finished good costing 90 rupees for a price of 100 rupees and received full money, received full 100 rupees. Okay, I want you to show me the balance sheet impacts, and maybe यहाँ पे income statement भी आएगा impact because there is a profit. Okay, assume everything else zero. Well, assume dividend is 0, assume tax is 0, assume everything else is 0. Selling general admin is 0. I done assuming everything else is 0. Okay, ये डेटा छोड़ के बाकी जो डेटा नहीं है सब कुछ 0 है. So SGA 0 है, tax 0 है, वो मिस्ट्री कॉस्ट क्या था वो भी 0 है. नाइन्टी का प्रोडक्ट हमने 100 में बेचा, 90 का प्रोडक्ट हमने 100 में बेचा, वी आर गोइंग टू हैव गुड प्रॉफिट ऑफ 10 rupees. The income statement you're going to be writing sales minus cost. Sales is 100 rupees and the cost is 90 rupees. You have a profit which is called as net income of 10 rupees. I know there will be tax also over here. We're not taking that into consideration. So the income statement, sales 100 rupees, cost 90 rupees, profit of 10 rupees. Coming to the balance sheet, finished good गया. Finished good अपना liability था या investment था? We invested in the finished good. So finished good was there on the asset side, but वो गया कितने का था वो? finished good goes down by 90. Okay. Which में कितना cash आया? We received cash of 100. Cash goes up by 100. That's where we have a problem. The assets are not cancelling out each other. Please show me, in case you can solve this problem. Okay, please don't raise hands. Just show me in your notebook if you can solve this problem. Okay, overall finished goods are down by 90, cash is up by 100, not balancing. Show me BCom BAF guys how the balance sheet will balance. Okay, show me please in your notebook. BFM guys, BMS guys, others hold on for a minute. थोड़ा सा difficult है तुम लोग के लिए, but इनके लिए शायद ये possible है. Let's see. Show me the answers in the notebook. What's the thing that I have missed out? But what is this? अच्छा, by the way, ये common चीज है. I'll just clarify this. Many accounting BAF, BCom guys write assets and liabilities. Don't write assets and liabilities. I mean, when you show the balance sheet, don't say A and L, say L plus E. Okay, so A and L and E. Show equity separately because equity is not a liability. We are not liable to pay that. So show that separately. So I've seen many people write like this. This is a mistake. It's L plus E. Or say uses of fund and sources of fund. Anyways, fine. How do I solve this problem? Help me out, please. What a figure. You're right. Still waiting for the figure. Okay. Net income doesn't actually. This is a question. I was in the panel of one of the interview. So the girl was, I think, BCom, and she was asked, where is net income on the balance sheet? Can you answer this? So where is net income on the balance sheet? They showed me net income on the balance sheet. So where is net income on the balance sheet? Net income is there on the balance sheet? So where is net income on the balance sheet? Good. The answer is there is no net income on the balance sheet. Net income is there in the income statement. Net income flows into the balance sheet via retained earning. Okay, so the net income is there on the income statement. It comes on the balance sheet via retained earning. We had a net income of 10 over here, and that will, I mean, उसमें से some part will be dividend. So we assume dividend to be 0. So out of net income of 10, we assume dividend to be 0. So just mention dividend is 0. So the retention is 10 rupees and that will increase your, I'm not saying return earning figure would be 10, the return earning would be increased by 10. I don't know पहले कितना था. पहले अगर 700 था तो भी 710 होगा. पहले अगर 900 था तो 910 होगा. Return earning will be increased by 10. That will lead to equity increasing by 10. And overall cash goes up by 100, finished good goes down by 90, overall asset increases by 10, and then we get the balance sheet balance. No change in the liability. Asset goes up by 10, equity goes up by 10. Okay, so the answer of that question is, where is net income on the balance sheet? There is no net income on the balance sheet. There is return earning on the balance sheet.
I wrote capital instead of
नहीं, उसने भी लिखा था. Share capital is when you raise money from the investors. Here, although it's a part of equity, technically you guys are right, but like if I have to evaluate it, share capital going up by 10 rupees is like when you raise money from the investors. You didn't raise money from the investors over here. It was a profit which was retained. So the name nomenclature of that is return earning and not share capital.
we have net.
And by the way, ये discussion में the crux is clear, right? For the others, BMS and BAF, sorry, BFM guys, इनको ये clear है ना कि the net income flows into the balance sheet via return earning. So for example, अगर dividend would have been 3 rupees. So out of 10 rupees, 3 is dividend, 7 would be added to the return earning. Okay, just show it like this. Just mention like this. If dividend would have been 3 rupees, net income 10, then it would be shown like this. Retained earning would have been up by 10 minus 3. Showed like this. Retained earning would be up by 10 minus 3. Out of net income of 10, dividend is 3, so the retained earning would be up by 10 minus 3. अब थोड़ा सा और डीपर जाते हैं. Let's write down like this. We sold finished good costing 500 for price of, let's say 800. Let's call it 800 for a price of 1000 rupees, and received only 900 rupees, and वो सानिया वाला 100 is balance. 100 is still outstanding. Okay. I want to see complete income statement and balance sheet entries. And the effects. Sorry, I don't know the entries, effects. You guys are right. I shouldn't use the word entries. Entries stand for journal entries. Okay. Show me the effect on the income statement and balance sheet.
Let's say, you said, right, we are at least the balance sheet.
हाँ मतलब उसमें और चीज होगा जो मैंने नहीं बोला था कि जो डिविडेंड है वो कैश विल गो डाउन बाय 3 इन दैट केस. प्रीवियस केस में ये जो डिविडेंड है दैट विल टेक द कैश डाउन, सो ओवर हियर द कैश विल बी डाउन बाय 3. प्रॉफिट है क्या इसमें? ऋषभ प्रॉफिट है इसमें कितने का? प्रॉफिट है क्या इसमें? प्रॉफिट है इसमें नहीं 800 800 है. चेंज इट टू 800. सो प्रॉफिट है इस सीरीज में कितना? गुड. सो विल बी राइटिंग दैट इन द इनकम स्टेटमेंट. सेल्स वुड बी, अगर सेल्स वुड बी गुड, कॉस्ट वुड बी गुड. अगर तुमने सेल्स 900 लिखा, इट्स अ मिस्टेक. कैश कलेक्शन वाज 900, सेल्स वाज 1000. Okay, so income statement will show the selling price. Sales is 1000 and cost of that finished good was 800. We have a profit which is called as net income of 200. Assuming that dividend is 0, assuming that tax is 0, सब कुछ is 0. Now, do you guys remember this being regulated? कि net income में से 0 is dividend. Where will that flow in the equity side? Share capital or the return earning? Okay, show that return earning will increase by 200. Okay, तो ये अभी तुम्हारे सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में आना चाहिए. Net income flows into balance sheet via return earning in equity side. So sales 1000, cost 800, profit 200, dividend assumed to be 0. So return earning will increase by 200. How many of you got right till here? Good. उसके आगे फिनिश गुड चला गया मतलब डाउन. फिनिश गुड इज डाउन by 800. You sold finished good costing 800, so finished good down by 800. लेकिन कैश आया लेकिन 900 का ही आया. That is only 100, so equity is up by 200, but assets are up by 100 only. There's some mistake. Identify that mistake and write it down in your notebook. Okay, please don't tell me. Write down that mistake in your notebook. Finished good 800 का ही गया लेकिन cash 900 का आया. So overall minus 800 plus 900 is 100, but equity is plus 200. So where is the mistake? Okay, just please show me. The answer is we sold for a price of 1,000, out of which she has given me 900, and the remaining 100, what she said is balance, and that word is called as the money still receivable. So I made a trust, I made an investment in the customer's trust. Investment matlab asset is called as money receivable or account receivable or sundry debtors. Okay, that 100 which is still outstanding is money receivable. So overall minus 800 plus 900 plus 100 is assets goes up by 200, which matches with this. Okay, good. Chalega. So let's go in the syllabus actually. Let's continue actually from here. Okay, let's go in the syllabus. Maybe we'll take this little later. We'll come back to this maybe later on.